whatever this series is, I'm gonna be making a game in Flax. I'm gonna be making the game. It's gonna be a simple game. Here, let me just game marble. Cool physics. Pickups. Get around the map. AKA 3D platformer. Marble Blast Cologne. If you've ever played Marble Blast, you know the game. It rocks. So yeah, I'm gonna be making that. And let's go like that. And then hit the install button. See how it goes. Back to this document thing. Some of the things that this game's gonna have. 3D ball that moves around. Jump. Gems to pick up that will give us game state changes. Really simple. Power-ups. For power-ups, we're gonna have super jump. We're gonna have gravity change. We're gonna have I don't know, mass, where we increase the mass so we can solve weird physical puzzles with this. Some other things that we'll need to work on. Good 3D camera, preferably something where we're not going to even have to use our camera. Like in most games, you have like a person, and then you can use like this analog stick. Not that I actually use analog sticks. You can use this analog stick here to control your directions. Yeah. Directions, I don't know why it looks like that. Of the character. And then you can use this analog stick here to... Oh, I just realized something. You just go like that. You can use this analog stick to control the direction of wherever your camera is looking. Give that an eyeball. Boop, boop, boop. So if that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry about it, because it doesn't really matter, to be honest. This is just like, the goal is to get rid of this and make it to where this thing, the camera, is smart and follows the player around and positions itself in a good location, because objectively, since we're targeting the mobile platform, people love to play games and make it look like they're texting, because like there's this weird thing about wanting a social life. So we want people to be comfortable pretending like they're texting while actually playing a game. This here is kind of a stretch goal, but it's not that much of a stretch goal. Then the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need start menus, close menus, simple music, sound, maybe some skins, and anything else. What else could a game have? Oh, maybe multiplayer? Probably not going to do multiplayer. I mean, for me, I should talk about this part. We're using Flax engine. The main reason why we're using Flax engine is because I like it. I've used Godot, I've used Unreal before, but we're going to be using Flax engine because I like C++, and Flax has really good C++ scripting support versus, you know, every engine in the world has actually pretty big or pretty bad C++ scripting support. So it's either Raylib or Flax, and because Raylib looks too intimidating for me, I'll be using Flax, which is, you know, a lot less intimidating. If you've never used Flax, you should just get it. It's good. So at the start, there are some things we need to do. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing. So the first thing, we have these things. We don't actually really need these. What we need is game target, that build. It's in one of these. Let's just double click it, see what happens. It should open VS Studio. Let's see. It almost takes as long as VS Code to open up. Perfect. Awesome. We don't need any of that. And what we need, this thing right here, C# only scripting. Basically, when it's set to false, it means you can only use C#. We set it to true. We close one of those. And we let it do this. Just let it think for a second. I think having two kind of screwed up. And there we go. C++ is ready. So source game. Let's start with a simple thing first. Let's go into content. Just make a new thing. Prefab player ball. Right in here. We're gonna add a actor. Let's just call this whatever. What it was based on was I was playing around with the tone mapper. I went to none and then changed this, and it was awful. So then I switched it to neutral to get like a just kind of an ugly feel. And I was trying to figure out why things didn't feel right, and it's actually because in Flax, and you probably can't see this on your side, but for time, update FPS, physics FPS. This is for physics, so this is fixed tick update. This is on update. This is not on an event that you can script. This is just the draw times. So for me, I have a 165 hertz monitor. So I'm going to set the draw to 250 for max draw, just for me. And I'm also going to change the update to 0. So now when things update, it's going to run as many update commands as possible. It's going to limit the draw FPS of the game to 250. And I might give this an arbitrary value later. So that we're not just like burning. Like I'll probably set it to slightly above this just to keep it feeling extra smooth. And then the physics will stay locked at 60. And the cool thing about this is we can even change the scale of what these things are, which is like kind of weird. So I don't think this will work right. Okay, feels pretty normal. I don't see any like weird whatever for me. Okay. I'm not sure if we should use jump as an axis event, where the player just holds down jump, or if we should use jump as an input event. We have to manually jump. But I think because it's a platformer, feel like there could be an argument for both, but we're gonna keep it within an action app right now, and then work on maybe implementing some other things. Mode press, mouse button, not mouse button, gamepad key. Spacebar. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. Kind of enjoying this. Let's hop into our prefab here. So, how I'm thinking about doing this, we have player root. We're going to have another thing here. This would be our camera rig. Add actor, camera, rig. And then from here, we're going to have a couple of things. We're going to have Hors Piv. Or why don't we call it HPiv? And then from here we're going to have Vert Piv, VPiv. Okay, so this here, we're basically going to be accessing this whatever, and we're going to be accessing this, and if we've ever used Godot, we're going to just set up a quick, simple, whatever, you know, look, move, happy, let it do what it do type thing. On this VPiv, we're going to create a new thing. We're going to call this guy look target. So this is here. The nice thing about this is we'll be able to move this. So like, what if we want the camera to be a little to the side or whatever? Look target will be here. We could put the look target on the horizontal, to be honest. Probably should. Yeah, we probably should. And then on the vert, we'll have here. These aren't really fixed in stone. Cam in point. So this is going to be where the camera resides. Now, there's no camera here, but I kind of just placed it here. It doesn't really matter because we'll be able to change this. And the reason I'm having it like this is because essentially after we set up the camera, I'm then going to set up a spring arm to make it to where whenever the camera is intersected by collision, it zooms in. And so it needs to know what its maximum, you know, distance it can be from the player, and the maximum it can be, like, when it's zooming in, where is it actually zooming into? Maybe we don't want it to zoom in to this. And then from here, I'm gonna actually do this. I think it'll be boosted. Yeah, we're gonna do it here. So we have this, and then our last thing, camera. And we don't need to name that anything. Oh, I've been putting this on the wrong axis, I see. Why don't we just negative that? I will go here to endpoint. We can just right click copy. We can paste that. And we can even, I think there's like a, maybe there isn't, but there we go. We have this thing.